One of the single most important takeaways from this course is that conversion rate optimization is not just about A/B testing, and it's not just about A/B testing individual pages or individual emails to improve the conversion percentage. Instead, there is an element that you need to think of in addition to that, which is more strategic thinking, because it's the strategic thinking and the critical insights that come from that are really going to produce the biggest impacts on your conversion rates. And I'm going to give you an example of one of those. So I was working with a company, a fairly well-funded company in San Francisco, and we saw that the conversion rate was okay, but there was no dramatic change in the conversion rate of the website over time. So the CEO of the company asked me to investigate this. He was saying, what is preventing people from converting on the website? So I started looking historically. I used the Wayback Machine. So if you haven't heard of it, the Wayback Machine is a website that you can go to see what your website looked like in the past. So I was using this to look at, okay, what were the changes to our website that happened before I joined the company? What were the conversion rates over time? And I was able to see, some changes here, some changes there, some strategic changes in the company. But overall, there was nothing that was going to make a huge impact on the conversion rates. Yes, I could change the call to action, go back, revert to some things that perhaps perform better, but there's nothing that dramatic. Now, where the real insights came from was understanding the audience that was visiting the website. And I had this huge realization. Now, what I was using was SEMrush. Now, if you don't know SEMrush, you probably should be familiar with it. It is one of the gold standards when it comes to organic traffic analytics. You can also use it for competitor analysis. It's a program we use when I taught college-level digital marketing. It's also a program that I used at several tech companies, so it's very, very much on the forefront of helping you with things like your search engine optimization. And what I did was I went into the traffic analytics, and I used this tool, this feature that's available called audience overlap. And what it tells you is what is the overlap between other websites and your website. And it gives you insights in terms of who your competitors are. But where the real insight came for me was that I realized that about 50% of the people who visited our website were also frequent visitors of other websites that were for programmers, for developers, for these highly technical people. And these were websites that nobody would ever visit if they were not a coder, if they were not in the technical aspect, technology. And this was a tremendous insight because in our minds, the people visiting our website were prospective customers. And the prospective customers were essentially chief executive officers, VP level people that were founders or entrepreneurs of businesses. And it was highly unlikely that these people were programmers, at least the majority of them certainly would not be. So what we realized was that 50% of our traffic was people that were not potential customers. They were potential partners. These were the people that were doing the technical things to help the business owners, the business executives. They were not the business executives themselves. And that is a fundamental strategic change in thinking in terms of how we approach the website, because now we're catering to people that are indirect buyers that perhaps have a deeper level of technical understanding, and we need to talk about use cases from a technical aspect, not just from kind of a high level, what would a CEO be concerned with. So one of the most dramatic changes we made to help the performance of the website was I developed a partner program and talked about a partner value proposition, not a customer value proposition. So for you, if you have a website, you need to spend time not just understanding who your target customer is, who your target buyer is, and also looking at who your ideal partner is, but also just understanding the audience. From a technical aspect, who is the audience that's actually coming to your website? Because you may be getting traffic from people you either don't want, or you may be getting traffic from people that are not actually the end user or the end buyer, but they're kind of an intermediary. So it could be a web developer who's visiting your website. It could be an accountant. It could be a lawyer. It could be an influencer. It could be people that heard about you through word of mouth, are checking you out because they want to recommend you to one of their customers, one of their clients. And this highlights another very important point, which is that a lot of businesses, what they do when they're trying to capture conversions is they don't want unqualified leads. And there's one thing that they do that really bothers me, and that is they require a work email address. So that means not a Gmail address, not a Yahoo address, not a Hotmail address. address. But one of the problems with doing that is that you are alienating one very large group of people, in addition to a whole slew of other reasons why you shouldn't do that. But one of them is that a lot of these consultants, management advisors, coaches, accountants, web developers, they're independent and they don't have work emails. Their work email is their Gmail, for example. So one way to improve your conversion rate optimization, instead of doing something dramatic like developing a partner program, partner value proposition, is simple. Don't require a work email. Allow consultants to see demos of your product just by using their Gmail address.